It was a special weekend in Champaign, and not just because Illinois football started their season off with a statement victory, looking great in the process, but because the most special team, and I think the history of Illinois athletics, was back on campus together for the first time since their incredible run all the way back in 2005. You guys did a video, I believe, on Friday when it was announced that the team would be in attendance, but because Illinois has some pretty awesome people covering Illinois athletics. We got a lot of interviews and quotes and discussion from the players themselves that were in attendance. So Deron Williams, Dee Brown, Roger Powell, Luther Head, James Augustine, Bruce Weber, and many others were all back for the opening game of the season against Western Illinois. And as Dee Brown put it, quote, "What's so special about Illinois? If you win here, you're rock stars. That's what's promised." And he goes on and talks about how the way Illinois fans are, if you just deliver them a winning team, you are received with so much love, so much appreciation. You can come back in 20 years and be treated like rock stars, as Dee Brown puts it. There were a bunch of quotes from the other players as well. It wasn't just Dee. Deron and Roger Powell and all those guys had equally loving statements on behalf of all things Illinois fans and the program. But that quote stuck with me. If you win here, you're rock stars. That makes sense to you? Is that true?
Yeah, welcome to college athletics.
If you're Dee Brown, you're a rock star.
I think anybody, if you win, if I mean for a team that, with all due respect, sorry, this I gotta throw this out there, for a team with the postseason success that Illinois has endured or has experienced, having a team that did what that team did, they are rock stars. That's one of the greatest. Now, I think he might be doing a little bit different here, because that team was one of the greatest college basketball teams of all time. And they took Illinois basketball to somewhere they have not been, ever. So, if they're able to do something that is singular, then yeah, I do think there is something to be said about it that you are rock stars. Like I feel like Terrence Shannon and Damask and all them are rock stars too for bringing them to places that they hadn't been in a while. So yeah, I feel like that is kind of true with Illinois basketball.
Yeah, might need a definition of rock stars if we're throwing Marcus Damask in the same bucket as Dee Brown, Darren Williams, and Luther Head. But great player, don't get me wrong. He had a great one season in Illinois that culminated in an awesome run to the Elite Eight where they gave up a 41-0 run. Like, there's levels to rock stars.
Yeah, where that 40 something run occur at?
I don't remember where it was.
I mean, like what round?
The Elite Eight, yeah.
Rockstar.
Oh, Elite Eight is rock star status now.
For a program that doesn't see second weekends ever?
Well, that's
Yes.
kind of a point. Can I feel like I'm coming across as too negative on this. Can I start with just some praise for my personal favorite college basketball team of all time? No
Yes.
shit, they're rock stars. I grew up and fell in love with this sport because of what that team was. It was appointment television for me. I came home from my eighth grade basketball championship run, by the way, and I was immediately dialed into whatever Illinois was doing. It was so fun to watch. The three guards. Dee Brown was my favorite player. He was the first jersey of a college basketball player I ever asked for Christmas, and somehow my parents made it happen. I just love that team, everything they stand for, how they've resonated with Illinois fans and college basketball fans in general. They are often considered the greatest team to not win a title that we've seen in our lives. And I think that's totally real. How they started that season with the winning streak, and ultimately they ran in to a North Carolina team that was utterly sensational. And March is fluky. We know this, right? They almost had a shorter run than that with that Arizona game and the crazy comeback. So, I remember them very much as rock stars and champions, and I think that's totally real. It's as much about what they were, it's going to sound a little crazy, but what they were like aesthetically. Like they were just cool, right? The
Mm.
way they played, they got up and down the floor, they ran. Like D's whole swagger about him, mixed with like Deron and his poise and Luther Head's flame throwing, shot hunting from anywhere. They were just cool. They made basketball cool to young fans like me. And it's been hard to even think of a team that's come close to matching them on the aesthetically pleasing scale. So, as much as it was their wins and their success that season, it was just how cool they were as people and human beings, too. Now, on the flip side, the idea of like, okay, let's frame it in the Illinois ecosystem. That's what D Brown did, right? Talking about if you win here, they treat you like rock stars. D Brown, Darren Williams, Luther Head, this team would have been rock stars anywhere. They would have been considered rock stars if they went to North Carolina or Kentucky or Duke or Michigan State or anywhere in the country you want to pick, Butler even. It would all be the same way with how good and special and fun that team was. But I think the point D's trying to make about Illinois is like, well, if you do what we did here, you're going to be remembered a certain way. That also comes with a connotation, to be clear. It's been, what, 20 years? Ain't
Yeah.
nobody come close. Like, I'm sorry. Part of the reason you're treated like rock stars here, if you win here, ain't nobody won in 20 years, right? Like, if we're pointing and saying Marcus Damask is a rock star too. Like, I don't mean to do the thing I did with Coleman that got me in trouble again, but like those teams just didn't go anywhere at the end of the season other than winning Big Ten conference titles, which is impressive. I get it. Marcus Damask has one of these Big Ten tournament banners behind him from his 1 year in Champaign. That's special. No doubt about it. But like, isn't that kind of hanging in the balance of a quote like this? Is like, they are the one team to make a Final Four at Illinois in 20 years. And if you do that, you're going to be treated like a rock star. Yeah, because we ain't seen anybody like you at Illinois in 20 years, you know?
Well, that was to my point of like, there is some truth to it, despite how you put it, because of what level of success Illinois basketball has had
Or hasn't had is probably the
or
better way to frame that.
has had
I would say
or had
hasn't. I
or
mean,
hasn't. Yeah,
it's a number in a spreadsheet. How many Final Fours have they made since D. Brown was in school?
but they've had the most Big Ten wins over the
Okay.
past couple
Do
years, something
Big
like
Ten
that.
wins result in rock star treatment?
Which comes back to my point. That team that you brought up, yes, they gave a 50-0 run or whatever it was. They also took that Illinois team to an Elite Eight, which it puts them like secondary rock star status behind that
Listen, I
2005 Illinois team.
I just went to two concerts. Now, were they rock stars? No, it was the Jonas Brothers and Benson Boone. But I can tell you this, okay? It was an anniversary gift from my wife, who loves the Jonas Brothers. We had like some nice tickets, VIP, behind the scenes type stuff. We got to go to like a bar beforehand in the tunnels. It felt like you and I with credentials at like Big Ten Media Day. We're walking around in the tunnels of Little Caesars Arena. And like 20 minutes before the show, the opening act just came in to the bar that we were at, and it was a band called Boys Like Girls that had some hits back in like 2010. And Carl, when I tell you, Boys Like Girls carried themselves like rock stars. It was impactful. They were in like leather jackets and chains and boots, and I don't know, just literally walking around like they were all high. I don't think they were, but like they were 40-year-old men carrying themselves like rock stars. At the same time, everybody in the room we were in were like, "Who is that?" That what I think that's Boys Like Girls. I think. I don't know. And then they go out and rock the opening act. That's cool. And then the real rock stars came out. Okay. There's levels to rock stars. And I guess what I'm doing is comparing Marcus Damas to Boys Like Girls in this metaphor. Because I don't want to ever hear him put in the same stratosphere as D Brown and Darren Williams again.
Well, look, when you have a band, you know what I'm saying? Like, not everyone in the band is the same level of rock star.
Okay. But D and Darren and Luther and Roger and James,
Like
same
the okay,
basis.
we'll do this.
They're the Beatles.
One Direction. Okay. Oh God, I hope this is correct. Um, D Brown and them are Harry Styles. Damask is Zayn.
I don't think they're in the same band.
Well, they eventually split up. Didn't One Direction split up?
Like I think D and Darren are the Backstreet Boys playing the call in 2005. And I think Marcus Damask and Terrence Shannon are the Jonas Brothers.
Still a good band.
They're a band.
They're rock stars.
They play shows in Champaign.
They made your wife scream.
They did. This is true.
Yeah.
I don't know where to go from here.
You're my rock star.
Okay, thanks, Card. Thank you very much. Shout out to Illinois getting that. By the way, crazy that that team hasn't been back together in 20 years.
Yeah, that's honestly, I was waiting to see when we were gonna get there.
I would do that annually. And did you also hear the quotes from T Brown talking about how much he loved cams?
No, I didn't. Did he say
He
that?
literally, there was a quote, I forget which reporter gave it, but there was like a video of it, and he was talking about what he remembers most and what he appreciated about what Illinois gave to him in college. And he was like, man, I just think like my teammates, they taught me how to do this. They taught me how to be a good teammate and hold me accountable because I gotta tell you, man, I loved cams. I loved cams, and my those guys in that locker room, they always kept it real with me and told me when I had to dial it back a little bit.
Oh, he was probably special in cams.
He's my favorite player for a reason, man.
That stamps it.